Final segment here on Offside Sports, brought to you by Turtlebox Audio. Live free, listen loud, or find their amazing lineup of outdoor Bluetooth speakers. TurtleboxAudio.com. And a big thank you to Paul Teran and everybody at 84 Lumber in Otay Mesa, California. They supplied us with the building materials for our brand new set. Reach out to Paul for all your building questions and needs at paul.teran at 84lumber.com. It was a wild A weekend in the National Football League. I'll just say it. Geno Smith is not the answer. That's all I'm going to say. Well, we no longer have any undefeated teams in the NFL. The Bills and the Eagles, who were the cocks of the walk, both lost yesterday. The Bills to the upstart New England Patriots, and of course the Eagles losing to the upstart Denver Broncos. Did the Broncos do enough to maybe crack some other people's power rankings? We'll get to the power rankings right now. Dave, you start us off. Who in the AFC is your top five?
You know, it's changed because, here's the deal. It changed because of what happened with Buffalo. And I don't know why. I understand the uniforms are picked out before the season begins, but the uniforms that were on Sunday Night Football look like something out of Grease. Like the scene where they're putting that white car together. It looked like Grease Lightning. I don't understand. Why are you changing something when it's working for you?
At the country Grease, because, everything is bleached white there as well.
So weird.
It works.
It was like right out of the movie. Look, Dr. Bolton in the
you're
singing.
right.
All right, number one has to be the Colts, and the Colts should be undefeated, except for, again, one of those goofy fumbles right before you jump into the end zone. The Colts, I can't believe it, are the number one team in the AFC. Never thought I would say that, where I thought Indianapolis was going to be. The Bills are still great. Weird things happen when they face the Patriots. Remember they had a game a few years ago. The Patriots, I think, threw the ball 2 times and still won. So the Bills are my number 2 team. Chiefs, I understand where they're at, but they're getting better every single week. The only reason I have the Chiefs ahead of the Broncos, because the Broncos can do it all. They can run, and they have the quarterback-coach combination. They have a great defense. Honestly, Andy Reid and Mahomes have been doing it together longer, and I trust Mahomes more than I trust Bo Nix. And I hate to say it with the Steelers, they kind of just fall in because I needed a 5th team. I just don't have faith in Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm sure it will change, but I think you're going to see the Buffalo Bills back at 1 before this is all over.
All right, what about NFC?
NFC, it changes. Eagles drop to number 2 because the Eagles, again, get outgained in every single game they play, and they're finally caught up with them. A.J. Brown right now is a huge cancer. Eagles should trade him. He's poisoning DeVonta Smith, and if you watch that last Hail Mary, I swore to you DeVonta Smith was going to catch it, but A.J. Brown was the best defensive back that the Eagles have and knocked it away from his own guy. Really bizarre. Lions are impressive right now. Who are we kidding? The Lions are a lot of fun to watch.
Yes.
Number 1, Eagles 2, Buccaneers, and those old uniforms against the Seahawks look like I was watching a game from 1976. Sam Darnold bounces it off a guy's helmet for an interception. It was crazy as can be.
Yep.
And the Rams aren't playing up to their potential, but I think they're going to be good, and same with the Packers. Packers aren't playing up to their potential. I think 4 of those teams are there at the end of the season.
CJ Stubbs, let us know from the AFC what your power rankings look like this week.
I want to lead off by saying I'm not too confident in how I see these teams. However, one thing that you'll notice, Bills, Colts for me from last week are the same. And then I just have a AFC West jumbulation of the Chiefs.
That's all right.
Broncos and Chargers. I know that the Chargers just got their tails whooped by the Commanders yesterday.
27 unanswered points for Washington.
But I think they might have just caught a Jayden Daniels coming back fresh.
Yep.
And I still believe in them long term, even though I don't know why I do. Like, I don't like the Chargers. But for some reason, I guess I have a soft spot for them.
Yeah.
The Broncos looked incredible yesterday, making that comeback against the Eagles. And we're going to learn a lot about the Chiefs tonight. Chiefs-Jags. If the Jags win that game,
it's not a cakewalk for
they're
Kansas City.
a problem. They are
What is your
problem.
what does your NFC look like?
NFC looks the same at the top with the Eagles, Packers, and Lions. I am so impressed with the Seahawks team. They show grit. They just had an absolute shootout with the Buccaneers yesterday, and kind of the same. The Niners they're 4-1, and they just keep winning games. I don't really believe in them, but.
I mean,
But they're there.
They're not going
winning
away.
Games.
Yeah.
they beat the Rams while they're decimated with injuries.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why they're in it
Allison,
for me.
start us off with your AFC power rankings.
Okay, first of all, I'm just dying laughing that everybody over here has the Broncos, who I said a few weeks ago, and everybody laughed at me, but here we go.
Sorry.
I have the Colts, first because I think they're just playing out of their minds. Again, nobody thought that was going to happen this year, so that looks really good. The Bills, I know they lost a close one. Then I have the Jags, who I think also have sort of come out of nowhere, 4-1, looking great. And I think they're going to give the Chiefs a real test tonight.
I hope so.
Then I have my Broncos back in. I thought that to do 18 unanswered points against the reigning Super Bowl champions, and I thought Sean
Best one of
McVay.
the year. Best one of the year.
Yeah.
What did I say?
In Philly. No.
Yeah, oh yeah, in
No
Philly.
less.
And I also think with Sean McVay Sean Payton had very aggressive play calling. I thought it was a great win for the Broncos. And then Steelers, kind of like you, Dave, kind of just threw them in there at the end because I needed somebody. I know they had a bye, and I don't really believe in them either. I think they're going to collapse at some point very soon.
Okay, and your NFC?
Detroit Lions, who I love. I love the way they play. I love Dan Campbell. I love everything about the Lions right now. I put the Commanders because I thought they looked so incredible against the Chargers yesterday.
Yep.
Daniels is back. I also love their coach, Dan Quinn, incredible. Eagles are still in there, but I think we're really seeing some cracks in the Eagles, and I've kind of felt it all season, and I think we finally saw it. 49ers, what an impressive win with all those injuries.
Yeah.
To go in and beat the Rams, I thought was really completely unexpected. And then Baker Mayfield, how impressive is he with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, another team we didn't expect to see where they are right now.
All right, my AFC looks like this. I keep the Bills number one because I think Bills Colts head to head. The Bills would win right now. So I've got Bills number one. The Colts, they blew the doors off the Raiders yesterday. They embarrassed the Raiders. And when you can embarrass another NFL team, you got something going on. That's why I got the Colts second. I keep the Chargers, even though they've lost 2 in a row, and they completely cheesed against the Commanders yesterday. When the Chargers put it all together and they get healthy, they're going to be a team to be reckoned with. I've got the Broncos. They have cracked my top 5, and I've got the Steelers for the same reason everyone else does. I needed someone to round out the top 5. As far as my NFC is concerned, Eagles and Lions, that could easily be switched. Lions number 1, Eagles number 2. I love the Bucs. I've said this each week. I love Baker Mayfield, what he is doing. I love the Rams and I love the 49ers, 2 teams from the NFC West. The 49ers just, like CJ said, they just win ugly and they keep it going. So that is my power rankings for the NFC. What are we going to bet on this week? The bet of the show is presented by our friends at Owner's Box Daily Fantasy Sports. Sign up today at ownersbox.com. Secure and fast withdrawals, industry-leading rewards, and amazing in-house user support all at your fingertips. Click on ownersbox.com and start playing today. Allison, go ahead. You got about 15 seconds to be mad because we wiped the slate clean. CJ Stubbs coming back to our program. And you were in a huge lead, but
welcome,
now we're all back to zero.
I was in first place the entire season, crushing everybody.
Crushing.
And then we wipe it clean because this guy decides to come back to work.
Yeah, well, he's a Major League Baseball
it's so
player.
Unfair.
Put it on your LinkedIn page.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Okay,
go to
I'm
MySpace and cry about it. All right, go. Who's your bet for today? For tonight, excuse me.
I'm a little leery about this, but I did take Travis Kelce to have more than 43.5 receiving yards over Jacksonville tonight. But Jacksonville's defense is solid, so I'm a little nervous about that pick. But here we go.
All right, Allison, you won your bet last week, so you're currently at +1. You're tied for first with Dave Pellé, who also won his bet last week. Dave, who you going with this week and why?
Well, I didn't take the Taylor Swift connection, which she did. So I'm going to go Jacksonville on this side. I'm going Brian Thomas Jr., the wide receiver, one of the best wide receivers in the league, more than 57.5 receiving yards against the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Jacksonville is another one of those teams where they just kind of suddenly arrived on the scene this year, although we know what they have with Trevor Lawrence. We know that this football team, with Etienne running the ball and catching it out of the backfield, what they could do, and they're suddenly here, and they're probably going to give the Chiefs a game tonight. All right, my choice is I'm going with the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, more than 23.5 attempts in this game. I think in order for the Chiefs to win it.
That says completion, not
Completions.
attempt.
Yeah. I was about to say, I'll take that bet too.
Completions in this game. I think they're going to be throwing the ball all over the yard. I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes, more than 23.5 completions. I stand corrected. CJ Stubbs, you and I both lost last week. We're at -1 point. Where are you going?
Going with Tyquan Thornton, over 14.5 receiving yards. You want to know why you're going to love this one?
Why?
All it takes is one reception. Tyquan Thornton, take the top off. Give me some Patty Mahomes.
Right.
You know, all it takes is one.
Okay.
You know, maybe even a screen pass.
That's
Give me
that's a great
15
bet.
yards.
He's still in his Patriots jersey in the picture.
Yeah.
I know. I'll call Sandy at Owner's Box and say, hey, dude, you got to get him in a Chiefs jersey. That's great theory. I like that theory.
He's,
All right.
he's a boomer bust player. He kind of busted last week, so give me a boom this week. Come
All
on,
right, as we
Tyquan.
put a lid on this episode of Offside Sports, a massive thank you to everybody here at the Loft 100 Studios for making this show possible. Thanks to Turtle Box Audio, Municipal Clothing, Bebemos Tequila, Chase the Sun at WeDrinkTequila.com, Owner's Box Daily Fantasy, 84 Lumber for their support and partnership, and Turf & Sons for the surface of our brand new stage. Click on turfandsons.com today. Most of all, we thank you. We will see you next time on another episode of Offside Sports.